Hey, Dustin Tibbetts, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. I hope you'll check us out at jazzwealth.com. We're fiduciary financial advisors. We manage our own portfolios. We're about as transparent as you can be, and recently SEC registered, so we are so excited about that. You can look all of our information up on the SEC's website. Well, one of the things that you can't look up today is a little trick that people tend to fall for, and it has to do with your credit utilization rate. And many people say, Dustin, I use my credit card, but I pay it off every month. So I never pay any interest. I don't carry a balance. And so I have great credit. I'm getting my dough straight. Everything's good. But there's one thing we want to add to that. See, your credit score breaks down in a number of different ways. I'm sort of a geek about this stuff. I love, kind of looking into this. But 30% of your credit score is your credit utilization rate. And really simply, that just means how much credit are you using relative to how much you have available. So if you had a $1,000 credit limit for some reason and you spent $500, you would have $500 left over to spend, meaning you would have a 50% utilization rate. You had 1,000, you used 50% of it, and that's your credit utilization rate. And a lot of people go, yeah, but I pay it off every month. So shouldn't I be getting a huge bump in my score because of that? Well, 15% of it is your payment history, right? Oh, sorry. And then 35% of it is the length of time that you've had history, right? Sorry for the handwriting there. I know that's sort of bad. So 35% is your payment history. Sorry about that. And the 15% is your length, like your credit history length, right? So I did this backwards. This is your history length. So if you had it for 10 years, have you had credit for 5 years, whatever it may be. 35% is how good are you at making your payments over the lifetime of your credit history. Now, here's the thing. If you pay your credit card off in full at the end of every month, you may notice, hey, I'm not getting a great bump in my credit score. And that's because you're not paying interest on your credit card because you make it on the due date or just before, right? So you're required to pay your credit card off by the due date or you'll pay interest. The interest starts accruing. Fair is fair, okay? Now, there's something called the billing date or a billing cycle, right? When that billing cycle ends, that's when the credit card starts telling the credit agency how much you have used in your credit. Here's the thing, the billing cycle can end before the due date. So you think, oh, I'm going to pay my credit card off on the due date every single month, no problem. That's fine, you're not paying any interest, but your credit report is showing credit utilization of some percentage, whatever it is. Now, of course, you know when your due date is. The credit card company tells you when your due date is. They tell you when the billing cycle ends, but they do not tell you when they report to the agency. Is it the day the billing cycle ends? Is it the next day, 2 days, 5 days later? What is it? So we don't actually know when they report. We know this date, but the reporting date is the one that really nobody will tell you. I tried asking Capital One, Discover, and no, that was it, Capital One and Discover. They won't say anything. They don't publish it. You can't find it. So in reality, if you're trying to pay no interest on your credit cards, great. You do want to make your payment before the due date, but you probably want to pay it off considerably earlier. Pretend that your due date is 10 days before that or 15 days before that, so that when they report to the credit agency, this 30% of your credit score is now showing 0. They had 1,000 that they could spend. We don't show any money that they've spent, and so they have a 0 credit utilization rate. That might help your credit score in the long run. Hey, I'm going to show you a quick promo for an open house we're doing here on Wednesday. Hope you'll join us for that. Thank you for watching. If we helped you in some way, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you soon.